all about Chelsea. It's all about Cole Palmer making history in Premier League for sure. Chelsea have moved up to the table, maybe fourth position of the Premier League table, whilst hey, Brighton have dropped some points. What a game! What a massive game! What a history Chelsea is making with Cole Palmer. It's all glitters for Stamford Bridge yesterday. With me is Sami, Eddie, and Kay, and we will be taking you through into the excitement that happened in Stamford Bridge yesterday. Well, Chelsea made it yesterday, their first ever win in this season Premier League in Stamford Bridge, and it was absolutely cracker for Chelsea. What do you think about that game?
Well, actually, mentioning the name, I think I feel cold. I feel a bit cold. I feel chilly.
Uh,
And in fact, I've loved this guy from Man City to Chelsea, and
It's
he's a
good.
talent, and
Yeah,
everybody appreciates him. He's the kind of player that anytime he touches the ball, you know that he's going to do
something is
something
going
about
to
it.
happen.
I was not shocked, but then the record he set for a player to score 4 goals in the first half, that is, I'm sure it's going to be a difficult record to break. I'm looking at how Enzo Maresca's team set up. It was beautiful. I would like to say that the coach for Brighton was beaten, totally beaten. And I think it's his fault because playing with a team like Chelsea, at least you don't have to open that much. But then coming to what Enzo Maresca did, I think Chelsea is on the right path. They have not gotten anywhere, but anybody can see that Enzo Maresca's stamp is on the team. And that is what I call a coach. Though they have not gotten to the middle or the far end, but you can see that Chelsea is building something and it's going on very well. And when it comes to Cole Palmer, I'm just feeling cold. Feeling cold.
the Brighton coach actually mentioned that Coach Palmer is unstoppable. He's a difficult player to defend that because he did all he could to stop him, but well, he couldn't. And mind you, okay, this is the first loss of Brighton throughout the season. They drew against Arsenal in Emirates Sports Stadium. They won against Manchester United in their own home yard. Do you think Chelsea made them useless, or yesterday they just didn't actually perform?
I think Chelsea is playing well. Chelsea, they are getting the team chemistry right out there. So I think they are. I hate to say it, but then Chelsea is a force to reckon with at this time, because looking at how they are playing, they are doing very well. And look at the bench. They also have the quality, the depth in the squad to mount challenge for the Premier League. I think they can compete with the Manchester Cities and the Liverpools. They are playing very, very well. And it's down to the investment that they've done. This is what I always say. Look at Chelsea midfielders and look at the price tag. It's outrageous. I think three of them is over 100 million. Do you understand? And they are young and talented. That is the bottom line. They are young and they are ready to prove a point.
So this
So
is
I
what we
think the
call
coach,
project.
yes, this is a project to win something. United own is a project. Let me use was because now we have new owners. United own was a project to get dividends. You understand? They didn't care about the player they buy. The marquee signing and players who can sell shirts and stuff like that was their priority. But look at Chelsea. The players that they've brought in are players who are willing to win something for the club. Kopama is unstoppable. He is unstoppable, most definitely. And I think Chelsea is going to go far. They are a force to reckon with. And Brighton, they made a mistake. Look, Chelsea have players that can hurt you on the break. I always say this: never underestimate teams that have wingers, that have pacey wingers. You understand? Brighton was trying to stamp their authority on how they want to play. It's good. Nobody is saying it's not good. It's good. But you don't do that with team like Chelsea. It worked perfection for them against Manchester United. Fine, you can say it was unfortunately that we lost that game. But then you don't do that with Chelsea. They have young players who are willing to put in tackles. You get? So on the flip side, I think Brighton gave the game away.
Brighton give the game away. And clearly, Enzo Maresca said he knew Cole Palmer for more than 3 years, of almost 4 years now, since 4 years ago. And the kind of performance, still, he hasn't changed his lifestyle. It doesn't actually affect him in any way. But some players, they score 1 or 2 goals. and you see them everywhere to change them, and you wouldn't actually know maybe this is the player I used to know. Do you think like it's a right point to make, or it's an advice for other players?
All right, so this football, I think they all have their lifestyle, and Cole Palmer has chosen to be that calm guy, even on and off the pitch, you don't hear so much of Cole Palmer, you know. He will just put in the goals, give you the results, and afterwards, I think he will just come up with this celebration, just rubbing the hands on the body. So, and for Maresca to say he has noticed Kupama for I think since 4 years ago or so, I think he's right. We all saw his performance for Manchester City. He was good. Any product from Pep Guardiola is good. So I think that was when he started, I think, monitoring him. So getting him in the Chelsea squad, I think everything is working so good for him. And yeah, he's giving them the results, and I think it's good. Always good.
Sammy, Jadon Sancho, 3 games, 3 assists, and he has been absolutely marvelous as Chelsea shirt. What do you think about him in moving forward?
Yeah, moving forward, I would like to answer this question with imagine giving a piano to a group of farmers. How would that sound to them? As a question to K, it doesn't make sense to them. So
Yeah.
the right job is always good when the right coach is around. We saw the same Sancho in the likes of Man U, and everybody said it's a flop. The same Sancho went to Dortmund, and everybody said this guy is good. These are little things you can even see. These are evidence that everybody can see that there's a problem with the one controlling, the one pulling the strings. That is where the problem is. Now, Enzo Maresca has already talked about Sancho, said that he is a player who is good with tight spaces. And definitely, we all know the quality of this player. At United, he had almost collapsed his career. But I'm so glad that Chelsea was able to go in for this player. I think there's more to come. There's more to
5
come. He's
million.
going to, yes, there's more to come. He has the quality. He has shown it over and over in the Bundesliga. Now he's showing it in the EPL, and he's going to show more. Under a good coach, every player becomes magical. And that is what, if my brother K will understand, it will make United at least a little like Chelsea. I'm so happy that the United fan today is opening and saying that the team is good. The Chelsea team is good. This is what we call a project, not about buying, but about getting the right man for the right job. And Chelsea, kudos to Chelsea, and I think that Chelsea is going to go far. And with Sancho and many more players, they are going to do well.
Yeah, Eddie, Sammy, I didn't say Sancho is not a good player. Sancho is a very good player. We all know that. He is a very good player. But the problem at United is we don't have those sort of players that can cover up for Jadon Sancho. When he went to Dortmund, he was playing well. But when he came back, he couldn't perform. You know why? Because the responsibility given to him in the club, he cannot do that, execute it to perfection, to suit what the coach wants. And unfortunately for him, United doesn't have the caliber of players that can cover the grounds for him to do his stepovers and stuff like that. No, you cannot do that. You can do it, but if you lose the ball, make sure that you track back. That is the same problem we are having with Rashford. I keep on saying, Rashford, he's done at United. I think it's about time they have to let him go because he's not performing anymore. That's the problem. Jadon Sancho is a very good. Look at Chelsea midfield. I always say this. Chelsea, Sammy, if Doctor will say this to you, I've been telling him since last season that the sort of players Chelsea has brought in will make them good. That is the project. I see where they are heading because they weren't buying to get money on them or to get money, dividend and stuff like that. No, they were buying to play good football. They were buying to match Manchester City and Liverpool. But unfortunately, United took a different turn. We were concentrating on dividends. And look at the last time United won the league. Look at the sort of players we played them to win that league. This guy, Jones, who recently retired, was playing at number 6. Tom Cleverley, Danny Welbeck. These were the sort of players we won the league with. Do you understand? And these guys didn't even bother to reinforce the team when Ferguson was stepping down. They were all thinking about getting big money on United. And unfortunately, it did not work. You understand? So right now, I think Chelsea is putting in the performance. They are playing well. And Jadon Sancho, please, Sancho is not good for United. That's the whole point. Sancho is not suited for United.
Just 1 minute. We saw the same players playing under a different manager last season with Chelsea, and everybody said the Chelsea team was
Yeah.
bad. Everyone said the Chelsea team was bad. Later on the season, that's when the Chelsea team started picking the same crop of players. Now we are seeing the same
Yeah.
crop of players playing under a different coach, and everyone is saying that this is the best midfield we have seen. What does that tell you? No, if you are going to follow you, we are always going to give that excuse of saying that this is they are buying this for this. But we saw the same team under a top coach, and it did not work out. So see, when we are saying things, let's add evidence to it. Chelsea are doing well because they were able to get a coach who knows what they are doing. That is all what I can say.
I mean, I'm not saying that the last coach did poorly with the players or something of that sort. All that I can say, fine, Pochettino got these players, right? And they didn't have a team. The chemistry wasn't there. For me, Pochettino wasn't good enough, but then
I'm
he
going to
didn't get time
spare.
with the players. You understand? So it can also be a factor.
It can also be a factor. Let's take it like that. Eddie, aside from Cole Palmer, we see our main striker, Nicholas Jackson, was not able to actually utilize a lot of chances in the game. Last game, we thought he was getting better, but then yesterday's game was another missed chances. But even though general his performance to me, I think he was okay. He was good because he make assists. His movement was good, but the clinical finishing was a question mark. Do you think he will ever change?
All right, so talking of Nicholas Jackson performance, I think yesterday he couldn't bottle in a couple of chances, but his play in the style of Chelsea, I think yesterday was good. Yeah. So one thing probably you have such players, they will probably get a couple of chances, but before they can utilize one, I think they will just misuse the most. So that was what happened to Nicholas Jackson yesterday. But I think on the long run, Maresca is doing the right thing and he's working on the guys. So right, hopefully Nicholas Jackson also get to that point where he will get the chance and also utilize it. Yeah.
Sami,
Where it
lastly,
won't be like he's only assisting. Yeah.
Steve Nicole from ESPN said like he saw both teams defensively very poor, and he didn't actually see the game was not that exciting game. It was just a poor performance game and an average game that he could see. Do you think he was right?
I think coming from his point, he was trying to say that defensively both teams were wide open, especially playing a team like this. And at the end of the day, you can see that the defense was not so strong as we said. Looking at a couple of games of Chelsea, we can see that still Chelsea have not had their defense right so far. And if you're a Chelsea fan, you understand what I'm saying. And they are still
Yeah.
building it, and it's not that cemented like the Chelsea we used to know of the old. But then for him to say that, I think he was also being a bit harsh because I'm sure he would have a little bit of favoritism to the other side. But then when it comes to defensive build-up, I think both teams have a lot to consider because you cannot play a game whilst you can just allow a lot of goals to come in like that. It actually breaks down the confidence of the defense. And looking at both coaches too, they are not so good defensively. They are more or less attacking. So I think
Yeah.
his point is valid. And that's what he
Yeah.
thinks. At the end of the day, every team has how they play, and that's what happened to the game.
At the end of the day, both teams have the way they play. And hey, if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And we are going to see you in the next video. See you. Ciao.